Hello everyone, in this video we will talk about how Mount Everest became the highest mountain in the world. How tall is Mount Everest in meters and feet? It is also known about Mount Everest that it is the highest mountain in the world, and many of those who love mountain climbing take the adventure of climbing this tall mountain and achieving this beautiful feeling. But it's also full of downside risks. And the snowy weather is volatile and strong winds, including snow avalanches, and other risks. So beware of climbing any mountain even if it is not at the same height as Mount Everest. It is important if you want to climb Mount Everest that you have climbed another mountain. In order for you to have sufficient experience to climb this giant mountain, it contains many natural hazards, such as slips and avalanches. Fear of heights, and this causes weakness and loss of concentration, so you must prepare yourself greatly to do this. Here is some information that you do not know about Mount Everest, how it became the highest mountain in the world, and why all climbers like to climb the Everest mountains. Where is Mount Everest located and how high is it in meters? Mountains play a very important role in the environment, as their unique topography creates conditions for the growth of various forms of life. Mountains host half of the world's major biodiversity areas, and support about a quarter of the Earth's biodiversity. Therefore, mountains are capable of preserving life as a great source of strength that nourishes the human spirit and life. Therefore, after spiritualists resort to mountains to do meditation and yoga to increase spiritual strength and enlightenment. Everest is part of the Himalayan mountain range, which lies at the southern edge of the Tibetan Plateau. The height of the Tibetan Plateau ranges between 4 and 5 kilometers above sea level. A study published in the National Science Review indicated that the Tibetan Plateau was formed as a result of the collision of many parts of the giant Gondwana continent with parts of the continent of Asia. Which led to an increase in the density of the Earth's crust and the emergence of the Tibetan Plateau. Mount Everest is the highest mountain on Earth, with a staggering 9 kilometers above sea level. This magnificent mountain is part of the Himalayan mountain range located on the edge of the Tibetan Plateau. And its impressive height was determined for the first time in 1954 by a body Indian area located on the border of Tibet and Nepal. People from all over the world have been fascinated by Mount Everest. Many have tried to climb it, and in May 2020, Manal Rostam became the first Egyptian to climb the mountain. With its breathtaking beauty and unparalleled height, Mount Everest is certainly one of the most famous mountains in the world, as Mount Everest has a height of about 29,035 feet, or about 8,850 meters, so Mount Everest is considered the highest mountain in the world. The summit of Mount Everest has 3 fairly flat sides. It is said to be in the shape of a pyramid, and glacier and snow cover the sides of Mount Everest. Temperatures can reach near 0 Fahrenheit, -18 degrees Celsius, in July and drop as low as -76 degrees Fahrenheit, -60 degrees Celsius in January. How long does it take to climb Mount Everest? The expedition to Mount Everest usually takes about 2 months, and most climbers start their trek from base camp after March, and start arriving at base camp in late March. The time it takes to climb Everest is not the same for everyone. It depends on different hazards such as avalanche, snow block, rocks falling down the mountain, faults, deep open crack especially in glacier, and the unpredictable weather of Mount Everest, falling rocks, and oxygen deprivation. The best time to climb Mount Everest is in the month of May. The depth of the camp is about 5,300 meters, and it is standing at the foot of the ice that is the main difficulty. And most climbers only go through this precarious, frantic way of ice 2 or 3 times. You usually have to take 4 to 5 days to acclimate yourself. And when you're ready, climb halfway to the Khumbu icefall before returning to base camp. After resting for several days, you will go up to the camp and stay there for 2 nights to return to the base camp. On this journey, acclimatization is the most important and the most time-consuming. and important, but given things like the weather, your own state of health at the moment. Obstacles on the mountains including avalanches. Properly fixed ropes are also equally important. And how long you will spend in a specific camp or in a concentration camp. The best time to climb Mount Everest is in April to May and mid-June to August. Summer may not be the best time to climb first, but you can still climb as per your choice, the summit of Mount Everest. You have to follow some rules of Nepal government. By Nepal government has scheduled Everest Base Camp Summit for few days. It is not allowed to climb Mount Everest at any time, and most of the time is scheduled in April to May due to the favorable season. Why do climbers die on Mount Everest? Climbers on Mount Everest can face a variety of dangers. Like storms, falls, and mountain sickness often causes symptoms such as dizziness, vomiting, and headaches, which can be fatal. And it is estimated that around 280 climbers have died on Mount Everest as of 2016, due to the extreme conditions. What is the temperature at the top of Everest? The temperature at the summit of Mount Everest varies according to the season, and in winter, temperatures can drop to -36 degrees Celsius, and in summer, temperatures can reach -19 degrees Celsius, and the average summit temperature is -9 degrees Celsius. Precipitation radar, high-resolution satellite imagery, and current weather warnings are available to help plan any Mount Everest expedition. Historical data also shows that temperatures can reach 71 degrees Celsius at the boiling point of water at the summit of Mount Everest, as the climate changes. Winter temperatures rise in Europe, making Mount Everest an even more popular destination for climbers. Here we have finished knowing all the information about Mount Everest and what are the dangers of climbing the highest mountain in the world. We meet in the next video. Thanks for watching.